So
I don't show an audio control for the meditation.
we can control
I went off
the.
my kitchen to pee here.
Oh my God, are you okay? Audio control.
Yeah.
So we have the individual.
Yeah,
and
I
all
see that, but I don't see any podium.
I think podium is labeled. Podium is labeled.
Well, if you go to the house audio, it's ceiling speakers, rear ceiling speakers, and cross ceiling speakers.
13. I think it's 14 and 15 is the one. Podium. 12 and 13. No, 12 and 13
I show as
over there.
those two. Yeah, I don't show anything for
Well, maybe we need to program it in. So I don't see it either. Alright, I'll have to ask them to program back in podium. I think it's 14 and 15 are the numbers.
Because I had some people there who were, people who English is a second language. God bless them for being able to speak English at all. But
English is a tough language to learn.
yeah,
Super difficult.
Chinese is not very good.
Oh, that too. That's true.
But I couldn't. Yeah, and then they kept standing way back from
I think some people get scared of like podium.
I guess
Like
they stand like 3 feet back. So
Right.
Really clip.
Then you really want to. Well, and it's hard to like tell someone. I remember like to interrupt someone.
But I prefer not to.
Oh no, that one needs to be on. It's almost like we separate folders for all the
I know, it's
TV. By the time I turn it on,
Yeah.
turn it off.
What is your name?
Natalie. Natalie Channel. Yes.
There we go.
Oh.
I'm so early, this is embarrassing.
Well, you're not earlier than me, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Gone to the library and pick up books.
Are they taking pictures today?
I believe so.
You mean I brushed my hair for nothing?
Let me
It's either this meeting or the April meeting.
ask. I think Jose was supposed to come by and take a photo, but my camera's in the car, so I can take one as well.
Good morning.
How are you?
Because we have one thing to decide on today. That's sort of nice.
No, just one.
I did not get one of the sheets to say that I had
Okay, well,
and I just wanted to make sure.
oh,
I'm not failing to do my job.
yeah. Sherry passes those out. I'm in the clerk's office, so I just show up.
Not your job.
Well, I do scan them in minutes so that sometimes I'll have one or two photo scheduled. Here we go. Of course.
I'm so happy it's not raining.
Yeah, it was sprinkling rolling. I left the office and I forgot it was cold out, so I left my jacket inside.
Saying I didn't bring one either.
Well, I'm going to mosey over to the used bookstore.
Okay. We had other stuff besides books.
Yeah, they have jewelry. We got some, my grandmother, my wife's mother, sorry. She was in the hospice and everything, but we got her some of that jewelry from there, like $2. She just loved it. I mean, and she could remember it too. I remember that jewelry, the blue. Who are you? I don't know, but I remember the jewelry.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was a nice woman.
Yeah, today's supposed to be those.
Me, call Jose and see if he's coming. If not, I can take a picture.
3.5
weeks until I go get my new grandson. I know, I'm real excited. The 3-year-old isn't really absorbing very much about this. He tried to sit in the baby car seat in the living room, and
Hi, Jose, Valley.
his mom was trying, and he kept saying, my car seat's too
Good,
small.
are you coming to take the
His mom tried to
photo
explain to
at
him that's
the
your baby
community
brother,
college board?
but he's not really, it's not processing yet. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, so I'll go grab a camera and
Is it boy?
take it.
Yeah. A little buddy. They've already named the 3rd boy, and she's still pregnant with the 2nd one, so they're definitely into boys. That's a good thing. My husband, my late husband, he was one of 6 boys in his own. Wow. Oh, if my son-in-law could just wave a wand and have it already have happened, that would be great. He would love that. My brother had 4 boys. The oldest was 5 when the youngest was born, so they stopped. Holy cow. I bet Christmas at their house was noisy. Oh, gosh. And they're teenagers. They were just
Okay.
huge and everything. Well,
Okay, they're all ready for the photo, so I just want to make sure. So I'll go grab my camera. I don't have a flash,
Yep,
but
that's,
I'll do.
my son-in-law is a very big guy, and the almost 3-year-old is cowering over 4-year-olds.
Okay.
So he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
go
a
grab my camera.
huge
No,
kid.
no, thank you. Okay. Bye.
And they did a sonogram on my daughter about 2 weeks ago. With, at that time, they moved her due date up by a week, but at that time they thought she had 8 weeks to go, and he was already over 4 pounds. Yeah. So. The woman I work with, her daughter adopted, and she was huge. And it turns out the mother was like 6'9", and the dad 7'2". Holy cow. Wow. That's why he's such a big, huge child. Yeah, that's when the college coaches come recruiting you in preschool. Preschool. Gosh. Yeah. That's amazing. Did you drive over here? Yeah. Oh, because I was like, Christ. I'm like, there's no way you walk faster than that baby. It's too icky out. I'm a fast walker.
And you would have had to
I think tomorrow it's going to start to get super nice and then just really be spring. My sister and I are volunteering at the Valspar Golf Tournament Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I think it's going to be great weather. Not too hot for the visitors, but beautiful. We were just up there for a meeting to plan for it, and the course and the whole Innisbrook place is just so beautiful. It's so green, it makes your eyes hurt. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is, it looks like Chamber of Commerce weather coming up.
Great. What the fuck?
That's the perfect weather up north. Yeah. This is the time of year that it really makes a difference. Where are you from originally? I was born in D.C., but I grew up in Tampa. I moved to Tampa when I was in 7th grade. Okay. My husband was born in D.C., so he grew up in Oregon.
So then, I don't know what that thing is.
They were the first family to
But the way they did it for the last CDB is the background and the screens was the desktop. I think it's a little sloppy, but
What we did, we just click on the thing.
yeah. So there, here I have it open. So all you gotta do is hit that, and then I usually click this button, and then you can scroll through. I think you can click. Yeah, you can left click or you can scroll
I
through.
have tripped over it more times.
So
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
As them grandbabies.
Well, the second one, we're leaving April 13th to go bring him in.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just so worried that my daughter's going to go into labor. We have a wedding to go to.
I was
the first
thinking that
weekend
she
of
already
April.
had the baby.
Not yet.
Soon though.
And
So exciting.
it is. Oh, yeah, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to volunteer at the Valspar Golf Tournament those
Ah.
3 days, so it just.
That's an interesting ride home because I live north of that.
Yeah.
I'm about, I don't
every other year I didn't know about it and I ended up looking awful.
I've never seen you look awful. Now, you know there's no consent agenda.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, so you have an agenda or you want one?
I have one.
Okay, all right, so,
Oh,
oh,
did you use the, that page that says I just.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have in my package one of those
oh,
sheets.
you know what?
That's fine.
Okay, I'll send it to them. Take it with you next week.
Okay.
You know, some things I worry about, other things I just
And
don't.
it is a little thing in the scheme of things. Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Was it you look swollen? Oh. Nice. You remembered. Nice. Picture day. You look beautiful.
Thank you. I always dress like this.
You always dress nice. That's what I told him. I'm like, you always dress nice.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to dress like everyone else so I don't look like a sore thumb.
You look great.
Let me be invisible for picture day.
And if you don't mind, for the picture, I'm just gonna get it ready. You wanna scoot in a little bit?
Sure.
I'm just gonna try and have more people sitting
All right.
and then people stand in between.
And I'll put all my junk on the floor.
Really?
Yes, sir. Try both.
Do we have time to try both? Because I have a
Well,
feeling that
we'll
this
see.
is more,
Well, it'd be nice to have one.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Can traffic get that removed? That's a speed bump. It is a speed bump and I tripped over it.
it's a trip hazard.
Oh, what?
I mean, last month.
Why is that there?
It covers the wires, but
Can you get that removed? I
I have
tripped over that.
tried.
I've
Well-
seen, at the last meeting, I think someone tripped over that.
Yes. I don't know if you saw me, but I'm in a dress and I tripped over that and I almost fell. And I'm like,
All it'll take is one member of the public to do a face plant. They'll get rid of it.
Lawsuit. Yep.
well, yeah. I'm gonna behave. And that's not very.
You know, they make the small little strips you can put over wires. They're tiny.
Right.
They're all over the college.
That's for them in case the public wants them. No, usually they're under more than one item. Like silver bond.
Are they having a special sale today?
Oh, no. There's Katie. You look nice. What's going on?
You don't know what they are.
You do. Nice.
Are they having a special sale?
No, well, the CDs are 50 cents.
Oh, wow.
And I figure for 50 cents, I'll put them in my cart and see what I got.
Sure.
And $2 for an audiobook.
Wow.
Okay.
So I'd be good on a trip or something. Which one's mine? Oh, that's me over here.
They just moved all the chairs because they're taking our picture.
Oh,
But they wanted to.
I thought this was photos. I knew it.
Yeah, you're gonna be here.
I'm gonna be here.
And then we'll shift the chairs over after the picture's done.
You know I'm gonna get confused. I'll never get out of here again.
Hair up or hair down?
I don't think it makes any difference.
Okay.
My neck is a lot wrinklier than yours, so I'm going with down.
Okay. Alright.
You look great either way.
Thank you. You have yours down though, and we're the only two women, so I'm like, should I?
Pretty good either way. I don't think it's.
Well, I'm on my way over there because I'm so
Hi. Good, how are you doing?
Good.
They're on purpose, wishing the chairs of the store.
Oh,
Happy time.
I got you, so
Then
I'm
they'll
messing
move,
up.
they'll shift them back after.
Yes.
so it's like,
No, I'm doing well, thank
I
you.
can't remember.
They're pushing the chairs up.
Okay, that's
That's why
fine.
everybody's kind of out of line.
You should be next to me here.
Just making sure.
Well, they started to put up my solar roof and said, well, you,
Well, how are
solar
you? You know,
PVC
it'd be
cells.
interesting if someone
It says,
came in
well, you
and
need a
you
new
have
roof.
gray.
Well, that's not the hard part.
Blue, blue, gray.
Now you gotta pick the color of the roof.
We need one more blue.
Don't give me choices.
They're really, you can't just get,
You won't disappoint.
just plain, you gotta get this or this. We've been driving all, we had to sneak into East Lake Woodlands to see the fancy houses without telling them who we were or anything. And, yeah,
That's
it's it's tough. I said, white is the most expensive.
He's going to.
It's special order.
He's going for a record.
Yeah, we replaced our roof last year, and it took my wife 3 weeks to
See,
pick
one
the color.
objection.
There we are. That's it. And no solar power till I get
So
the tile.
you weren't expecting to have to do that.
Everybody has an agenda.
Well, the roof's
There is
30
no
years old.
consent
It didn't
agenda,
completely
okay?
shock me.
Just discuss it.
All right, so
Thank you.
everybody's good? And I need to email everybody a form if you went to the property, sign it. I forgot. We've been busy.
Busy's good.
That's good.
I like that you're busy.
You all set?
I guess, what do I have here?
Just your agenda, that's
Oh, I
it.
Agenda
have
doesn't
that
necessarily show that
Yeah,
things
it
are
didn't
busy,
change
but
a bit.
Oh, good. I mean, it's so long.
I know.
To give you guys an idea of the type of photo we're trying to take, here's an example.
okay.
Do you understand? So, obviously, being the chairman, you would watch the.
I would stay here.
Oh, look, I'm so tall now. You would sit here, you guys would sit here, and then everybody comes and
Okay.
fills in the back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
We're still missing,
Okay, got it.
yeah.
You ought to be here any
So we sit here in the
few minutes.
Right in
Yes.
between us.
And I am gonna move this for now,
One board
Okay.
member.
just so,
We'll put this here, he will not forget to put it back up. And so let's just.
Yeah, well, you said 12:50, and we have 2 minutes for that, so we give Brian some time.
There's not.
Plenty of time.
I guess blue was the color, we all got the memo, huh? That's good.
Really cool.
Actually,
my goodness,
the
there's one right
blue stripes working out pretty well.
His sweater.
Don't have too much, I won't know who I am.
Good, good. How about you?
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Office. It was on the market a couple
So
of
that
years
one's
ago.
open till the end.
Really?
And then I just hit
It's a great location.
that one.
Very peaceful and
Yep.
what a beautiful street. That was just before the,
Yep.
you get to the bed.
Yep. Is he the new person we'll be doing?
There's Brian. You see, he was here at 12:50 like everybody told him to be.
And then it was Adam.
Adam, which is the station manager,
That was a good time.
Escape. Yeah.
he's not here this week.
Okay.
I work in public relations.
So we're ready to go.
Is it blue or
I
is it
think probably at the old gym. Yeah.
Is,
dark blue, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
maybe,
black.
oh, it's black, okay.
Yeah.
is Mr. Behar gonna be here?
So we're
Are
gonna
we,
take
are we missing one, or is he not, is Jordan like?
You two want to stand up over here, you guys want to stand up right behind them and fill in all the seats.
I guess we'll take the glasses off.
Yep, right, fill in,
Confuse people.
right here, here, and there. There we go. No, they won't be in it. Okay.
I know, they do, they look nice.
Can you scoot this way, just a smidge, there we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. 3. And. Okay, let me double check. Wait, one more, please. Eyes open. There we go.
You look like kids. Like celebrity.
I think we're good.
Well, that didn't hurt a bit.
All right.
Oh, now you have 9 minutes.
Okay, let's put all these back up.
Yeah, put 'em
Y'all
up
wear
right
your
there.
names.
Yeah. So they can throw darts at us. You know, when I first joined my firm,
Thank you, Mr. Barker.
I went to the home office, and they took pictures to put on the firm's website and like that.
Yeah.
And the guy taking pictures goes, "You just smile more." And I'm like, "I'm smiling. What do you want?" He said, "You're making me smile for 20 minutes. I keep smiling for 20 minutes." So he goes, I got it. On the count of 3, you repeat after me. And I said, "Okay." So he goes, 1, 2, 3. And he says, the shell, the magic shell of the firm's out. He said, "If you will." And I just started laughing to the picture. That was the picture on the website.
I gotcha.
Except he actually said it in full. I just, we got microphones, we're being recorded, so I.
In case you're looking for me.
I said, "Well, that
need
worked.
anything?
That got me to laugh, but that was a more genuine laugh."
I'm only gonna be there 5 minutes to show her something, that's it.
He goes, "A handful of people are shocked,
What do you need?
and most of the people laugh. The ones who are shocked, I know I'm never going to be friends with. The ones who laugh are going to be good."
Well,
Okay, that's good.
we've got 7 minutes till we start.
So I guess get the appropriate page. This is level 2.
Am I hogging your space there? Mike, you got room
Oh,
here?
I'm great.
It's okay, you use yours a lot more than I do.
I do take over.
Well, but you say, you read it, so that's okay.
I haven't found a desk in my office yet that's big enough. When I'm working on something, everything is, my desk covered with everything that's on it, and then the conference table in the room next to my office is where the rest of the piles are.
Well, if I was making every other motion, I might feel different. The thing is, I don't. And I count on you, and I say, well, what's the motion? You can have all the space you want.
You know, stay to everybody.
Dedicated movements.
I don't mean to hog.
Like spring trip to visit the grandchild?
He's here right now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he came, they flew in last Wednesday, and my son-in-law left on Sunday, and my daughter's here until Friday morning. And we're gonna head, I'm gonna fly back up with her, so she's not traveling alone on Friday.
Okay.
So I'll be in Boston for the weekend, and I'll be back Sunday night, so,
Nice.
yeah.
And Wyoming, April 13th. Been 3 hours, we made up the week.
Oh, did he really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, when they thought he had 8 weeks to go, he was already 4.5 pounds. So they decided that they were going to schedule her.
Wow. Exciting. Yeah.
Well, it's neat, because I get home, and it's like,
The last one.
so I will go up, I'll grab him and sit with him for a little bit. It's time to change him, so they take him away from me. I'm like, this is awesome. I had to change him last night. I was like, I said, he said, you keep taking away. I said, I don't want you to think I'm not willing to do this. So. But, yeah.
It's not like that part at all.
No, I'm fine with it. And it's good having him home, and it's nice. It's amazing how calming it is. Like, walk in the door and I see him, like, oh wow. Even if he's crying, I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing. So we're enjoying it. Yeah.
So staying with you.
What's that?
They're staying with
Yeah,
you.
they're staying with us. Yeah. So actually, the weekend was really nice because my son came home from he's in Gainesville. He came home for the weekend, and my daughter, who's in residency up in Columbus, came down to visit as well. So we had the whole house full. But it was nice compared to how quiet it was the rest of the time.
Yeah.
We got to that empty nest stage, and the weekend was a good reminder of how busy things used to be. What's that? Yes.
Wonderful things.
What's the moral? Oh, that's.
These are just my daughter's posted a couple things on Instagram, so I just did a screenshot of them, so I'd have it. That was him yesterday. Yeah. They just got him, and they're so big for his feet. And that's my middle daughter holding her nephew. So
I didn't have with the state tree.
yeah, he's still tiny though. I mean, He's, my son was playing with him Sunday morning. But he's small. I mean, he was born 3.5 weeks early, so he's 9.5 pounds now. He's 3 months old today.
Yeah, that's scary.
No. But several of my daughter's friends are having kids right now, and their kids are being born 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds. He's 9 pounds, 7 ounces now. And they're born that way. It's kind of funny. Except he's so much more alert, and he really interacts well now.
Yeah, look at that.
Blowing bubbles, making faces. Yeah, he's got a little bit of personality, without a doubt. He was sleeping in my arms on Friday night, so I was Thursday night. We babysat. My daughter and son-in-law went to a movie on Thursday night, so it was nice.
Even oaks, I don't have an oak.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a magnolia, but I won't do it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mango.
Enjoying it. And they're gonna come back for
Allergic to the oaks.
Greek Easter at the end of April, so it'll be nice. We'll have them back in 4 weeks. So
I promised to charge
If you have a big one, you always have
there you go.
the outdoor projects, site plan, landscape, elevation.
They get those big pods and they
Well, it'll be
drop,
great.
and they hit you like.
Because the next day after the meeting in May, we're gonna go out to Boston and we're gonna vacation for either on Cape Cod or in Maine through Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, we're gonna go up and we're gonna go Wednesday night through Sunday night. And we'll be back in Boston Sunday night and fly back on Monday morning. And not necessarily be out where we're going to be on Memorial Day, just because we know what kind of craziness it is to get back, and we'd rather leave early in the morning and head back home on Memorial Day than at night. And like my poor daughter, the one who's in residency, she tried leaving yesterday morning and her flight was canceled. So she, thankfully for us, she was here an extra day, but she missed a whole shift for work, and so she's
Vegetarians. We have vegetarians.
Especially if you're traveling anywhere in Maine during the holidays.
She does pretty good.
Really large interstate roads.
Yeah, no. I think we're probably going to end up on the Cape, is my guess right
I'm
now.
also trying the Malabar spinach.
So we were looking at Airbnbs and stuff that would be like a 4-bedroom, so we can.
That's just.
Really not a real.
Yeah, and the Airbnbs, some of the Airbnbs in Maine are like $1,200 a night, and the ones in Cape Cod are like $350 a night. I'm like, I think Cape Cod sounds like a lot better. One night in Maine or a weekend in Cape Cod, what do you think? Take a boat over to Martha's Vineyard. We're close. Did you look at the landscapes of this? Always count on you for that. Look nice. It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I call this meeting of the Community Development Board to order on today's March 19th. Welcome everybody. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This board consists of 7 members and 1 alternate who are appointed by the City Council and serve voluntarily. I am Michael Butskas, and I will ask the other members and the staff to introduce themselves, beginning on my left.
Mary Lau.
Mike Flannery. Brian Barker.
Jay Daniel, attorney for the board.
Ellen Crandall, Planning and Development.
Michael Delp, Planning and Development.
Michael Polino, assistant city attorney.
Elizabeth Van Scoy.
John Quattrocki. Chris Anaskevich.
Please remember to turn off your cell phones and beepers so they do not become a distraction during the meeting. Please also refrain from having conversations in this room so we may hear all the testimony given today. To ensure a complete record of this board's actions, we ask that each individual wishing to speak, including the applicant, speak into the microphone at the podium in front of us. Clearly state your name and spell your last name for the clerk. Now I'll ask those in attendance today who plan to speak to please rise and be sworn by the clerk. Agendas of today's meeting are on the podium to your right near the entry door. Also on this podium are a roster of the Community Development Board, the list of the city staff experts and their resumes, the board's rules of procedure, and the annual schedule of this board. Our first order of business today is approval of the minutes from last month's meeting. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our agenda today are citizens to be heard for items not on the agenda. If there are any citizens here today to be heard on items that are not on today's agenda, you may approach the podium. Seeing none, we will continue with our agenda items. Today we have one item on the agenda. It's a level 2 application. All level 2 cases such as flexible development are considered quasi-judicial hearings. In a quasi-judicial hearing, the Community Development Board reviews the application, the staff report, correspondence, and all evidence presented today, and makes a final decision subject to appeal. This board has previously qualified all the city staff who will testify as experts in their area of professional training, education, and experience. The list of city staff experts and their resumes are in the handbook on the podium near the entry door. Any other professionals who desire to be qualified as an expert witness shall so request at the beginning of the case and present a resume to each board member. The board shall determine whether or not to qualify the person as an expert and in what field of study. At the beginning of each level 2 case, I will ask for anyone who wishes to request party status to come forward and state your reasons. Party status may be granted if the person requesting such status demonstrates that he is a substantially affected person. The board will then determine whether or not to grant party status. Then the case will proceed as follows. Presentations by planning staff, 10 minutes maximum. Presentations by applicant, 10 minutes maximum. Presentations by persons with party status, 5 minutes per party. Cross-examination of witnesses by planning staff, cross-examination of witnesses by applicant, and cross-examination of witnesses by persons with party status. Comments by the public, 3 minutes per person. Closing remarks by planning staff, 3 minutes maximum. Closing remarks by persons granted party status, 3 minutes per party, and closing remarks by the applicant, 3 minutes maximum. Closing of the public hearing and a discussion and vote by the board. Our first level 2 case today is as follows. Case FLD 2019-01001 at 114 Turner Street. The owner is Stanley 1114 Turner LLC, represented by Agent Catherine Cole at Hillward Henderson. The location is on the north side of Turner Street, approximately 60 feet west from the Bay Avenue and Turner Street intersection. And the request is to review a proposed addition to an existing office in the office district for property located at 114 Turner Street. Is there anybody here today who wishes to request party status in this case? Sir, please approach the podium and state your name and your reason.
My name is Jan Govan. I am the owner of the property immediately adjacent to the east of the subject property.
Can you spell your last name?
Govan.
Okay. All right. And you received notice of the hearing today?
I did.
Okay. Do I have a motion to grant party status?
I move to grant Mr. Govan party status.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion granted. Have a seat. We'll call
Thank
you
you.
in order. Anyone else in the audience today wishing to be requested party status? There being none, we'll proceed with the presentation, begin with planning staff.
Mr. Chairman, before the presentation begins, the city moves for the board to accept Mr. Lumberg as an expert in the matter that he's about to testify in.
Do I have a motion to accept Mr. Nuremberg as an expert?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I don't like this. Oh, all right. I was going to say, it looked like we were off grid there.
He's pulling the presentation up, it looks like, so here we go.
Good afternoon, Kevin Nuremberg, Planning and Development Department. The subject property is zoned office district. The request is to add 596 square foot building addition to the front of the existing 900 square foot office building. This addition will allow for a reception area, a break room, a conference room for future office uses. The building will have a front south setback of 37 feet to building, side west setbacks of 4.2 feet to pavement and 4.5 feet to building, and a side east setback of 10.1 feet to building and a rear setback of 21.1 feet to building. The building height will be 23 feet to the top of the point of the couple of pitched roof. The front and side setbacks for the new addition meet the minimum setback requirements for an office use. The request is a comprehensive infill redevelopment project because the lot width, number of off-street parking spaces, and the existing side west setback are less than those required for minimum required development standards or for a level 1. The lot width and side west setback, as I said, there are existing conditions, which is primary here. Any proposed redevelopment on this property would be required to be a level 2 based on the existing lot width of the property. The minimum number of off-street parking spaces for this project would be 5 spaces. There are 2 proposed off-street parking spaces in the rear of the property that will be accessed through a rear alley. 1 parking space will be ADA compliant as required. The existing lot width and location of the building addition will not allow for more on-site parking. Few properties in this area used for office or commercial uses have inadequate parking on site. It appears most commercial uses rely on the various timed parking schemes available within proximity to their property. Trying to provide a direct access to off-street parking from Turner Street would create site designs that would be inconsistent with the smaller office properties along Turner Street. It would also result in the loss of on-street parking spaces for the new driveway connection to Turner Street. Therefore, the use of the on-street parking spaces rather than creating a new drive with direct access to Turner Street will maintain the existing traffic pattern, maintain neighborhood character, and reduce any pedestrian and vehicle traffic conflicts within with the introduction of new access point to Turner Street. Staff recommends approval of the request subject to 12 conditions of approval because the proposal is consistent with general purposes, it's consistent with the maximum development potential, it's consistent with the flexibility standards and the flexibility criteria and the general standards for level 2 approval in the comprehensive plan. Any questions?
Does anyone have any questions of Mr. Nuremberg? Good. There being none, next is the applicant.
Technology.
Yeah.
Katie Cole with the law firm of Hill Ward Henderson, representing the applicant, 600 Cleveland Street, Suite 800, Clearwater, Florida. Good afternoon. The applicant, as the staff has already stated, seeks to put an addition on the front of his property. It's a small addition. It is does not even double the size of the property, and it creates a consistent front yard setback with the properties to the west. We know Mr. Govan, who's the property owner to the east, is here to object. His is the one other property that is set further back on the street as opposed to the proposal for this property and its 2 neighbors. Before we introduce any additional evidence, I would like to ask Mr. Pergolesi, who is a urban planner, transportation planner, who's been qualified by this board several times. His resume is on record with the board. If Mr. Chairman, you would accept him as an expert for this testimony.
Do we have a motion to accept Mr. Pergolesi as an expert?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. I did want to show a couple of pictures before Mr. Pergolesi testifies just about the consistency in the neighborhood. The staff report and Mr. Nuremberg in his presentation spoke about the inability to put parking in the front. Obviously, if it was consistent with the neighborhood, as you see most commercial and office spaces, parking is in the front. This is looking east at the parcel 2 doors down, and this is where the front line setback, and you can see the second property owned by the mill spas is also there. This is the mill spa property immediately to the west of the subject property. In your packet is a letter of no objection from Mr. and Mrs. Millspa, who own this property and are adjacent to it. This is the existing subject property, and Mr. Govan's property is here to the east of it. With the testimony that is in the application, the evidence presented there, the staff report, and its evidence, I'd like to ask Mr. Pergolesi to speak a little bit to Mr. Govan's objection with respect to ITE.
Good afternoon, Robert Pergolizzi with Gulf Coast Consulting. I'm a certified planner, transportation planner with Gulf Coast Consulting, 13825 ICOT Boulevard, Suite 605, Clearwater. As Katie mentioned, the staff mentioned, this neighborhood has small offices on small lots, and as it was stated, trying to put a parking lot in the front yard would completely destroy the ambiance of this site. The comprehensive infill criteria does recommend the use of ITE standards as opposed to city code. With city code, you'd be required to have 5 spaces. Per ITE parking generation standards for small offices, the rate is 2.4 spaces per 1,000 square feet. You'd be required to have 4 spaces. We can only fit 2 spaces in the rear yard, access from the alley. However, there is ample on-street parking directly in front of the site and on portions of the block. I've got a couple of photographs that I could show. Of course, this is one that anybody could see, and this is Google Earth looking west from Bay. The properties appear on the north side. All that area is open for on-street parking. And this is a photo that I took about a month ago prior to DRC meeting. That's the Mill Spot property right there, and this is the front yard of the front of the property where you can park on the street for this office building. Be happy to answer any questions you have regarding the use of ITE standards.
Anyone have any questions? Ms. Cole, do you have anything further?
Just one clarification. In the staff report, it indicates that the height is 23 feet to the midpoint of the cupola. The city code measures height to the midpoint of the roof line of the pitched roof, and not to the architectural feature per se. So you can see in the architectural plans that are before you, in the elevation sheet A-201, in the front elevation, it does show that the midpoint of the pitched roof is 15 feet. And the architectural feature with the cupola. So even with the cupola, it is below the required height or permitted height in this district. So that's why the measurement was done in the most extreme measure. But the actual elevations, and as you know in the staff report, the proposed development is required to be substantially consistent with the elevations, does show that the midpoint of the pitched roof is just over 15 feet.
Does anybody have any questions of Ms. Cole?
We'll reserve any additional time for rebuttal if it's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Govan, please approach.
Jan Govan for the record. Where's the picture?
You need to flip it around. There you
Flip
go.
it around?
No. Face up, but turn it 180 degrees. Keep going.
I'll be able to
I
do
think
that someday.
Well, too
Oh,
much.
thank you.
90 degrees too much. There you go.
Good. The building that you see, the 2-story building, is my residence, and we have an office downstairs. I've owned the building since 2000. Building was built in 1955. The subject property was built in 1923. My background is I have been an actual city planner with the city of Clearwater. I've been a zoning administrator with the city of Pinellas Park. I have a master's degree in public administration, and I'm a lawyer. So that's what we're doing primarily with our time. What my interest is in this reality is to protect these windows, this portion. Those are our primary windows that we see out of, and we built a porch to be able to take advantage of that front space. The current relationship, having talked to John Connolly, who's the primary driver in this project, is he identified that it's 20 feet to the edge of the window, but it's 20 feet and a half as far as this project is concerned. So if we're looking out of the window, I'm going to be seeing a roof. In the plan, I'm just going to show the legend here. The legend shows existing conditional space, new construction, and then a front porch space. The total gross is 2,068. So I didn't quite understand when the planner, Kevin Newberg, identified that it was only a 500-foot expansion. It's actually about 1,000 feet. But I'm not concerned about that. I had asked initially that we establish a limit so that we don't go out more than 17 feet. And I wrote that in the letter and the submissions that I had. But I want this project to go forward because it's an older house. It does need a lot of rehab. Office space for square footage is essential to be able to create a value. The value of this property is not reflected in the purchase price. I think you're going to have to go way beyond the value of the purchase price to be able to maintain this structure. But in this particular relationship right here, they're showing that it's a flat roof all the way to the front. At that point, there's a porch in terms of the legend that shows that the porch was 515 feet. So that porch is 10 feet of this building. There doesn't seem to me to be a reason that you have to have a 23-foot high or very high roof over a porch. That would give us the 10 feet in regard to that, and I'd be able to see out. I've given some examples in the neighborhood here, just took some pictures. Should I do this right? Here's a... Better. Better?
You're good there.
Okay, good. Here's just a little house that's in the neighborhood. It's a very old house, probably the same vintage, about the 20s. You can see that it has a similar roof line to the one that they're asking for, but it has a little porch that goes out. That's a flat roof. If that porch had the same roof line, you would see it coming forward and it would block additional windows to the house next door. But there's no reason to have that porch 20 feet, 23 feet tall in this case, or maybe 15. I'm not real sure what the cupola measurement is. I was pretty sure, but that they had identified it was 23 feet. So you just have a flat roof over the porch. This is not a very attractive design, but it's an ancient design. It's there. But there are other examples. The next block to the west, excuse me, to the east, actually home owned by and used as an office by Brian Stanley, who's the managing member of this Stanley LLC.
That tone was your time. I'm willing to give you some more time,
Okay,
as long as we
thanks.
give some additional time to the
I'm just showing that
applicant as
in
well.
this particular circumstance, this is a two-story building that has a much more attractive porch that does not have to have a roof to the full extent of the relationship. The bottom of the goal here for our circumstances is identified by section 3-914, general standards for level 1 and level 2 approvals. It's on the last page. The Community Development Board shall meet each and every one of the following criteria. Number 2 is the proposed development will not hinder or discourage the appropriate development and use of adjacent land and buildings or significantly impair the value of. We believe that this particular design would impair the value and the use of our property. The proposed development is consistent with the community character of the immediate vicinity and the parcel proposed for development. Certainly the existing design is, but a change in that design would also accommodate this same relationship, because we have other examples here that I brought in the neighborhood that don't have full height porch coverings. And number 6, the design of the proposed development minimizes adverse effects, including visual, acoustic, and olfactory and hours of operation, impacts on adjacent properties. Clearly, this would adversely affect the visual relationship that we have with our existing property. But it can be remedied. I want the project to go forward, just don't want a 23-high-foot roof over a porch. I want the porch to be there, I want them to do everything, just take that height off there, and that clears my windows, and I'm a happy guy. Parking in the back's fine, parking on the street's fine. There's plenty of space in the front. It's 24-hour parking at this location, so just a little bit above to the west in the block, there's a 2-hour space, but this can be a 24-hour space, which is absolutely accommodating to people who are working at this office. Across the street, the Episcopal Church of the Ascension also leases or lends their entire parking lot to the county. So there's lots of opportunity to park in this area that doesn't have to be on here. I don't want to change it. I think the 2 spaces in the back are clearly more than enough. One of the arguments was to remove a hickory tree to put a handicap parking space. I don't think we have to do that because there's parking in the front. You can make a handicap space without removing a tree. But, you know, I want the project to go forward, just want to see out those windows. That's my complete argument and my affected nature.
Anybody have any questions of Mr. Govan?
Did you discuss your concerns with the applicant?
I did. I met with John a couple of times, and he did not want to move the building back because it's cost a considerable amount of money to be able to do these designs and things. But I only came up, he didn't want to minimize the square footage that he had, but he was not sure of just putting a lower roof line over the porch, because I kind of came up with that. He had been gone for a couple of days, and I came up with that and actually went over to his office, which is at the end of the street, the first building that you see, which has that similar type of a front, and addressed that with him, and he said that he would consider it, but he didn't know if it would be architecturally acceptable, and there was supposed to be an architect here today that might be able to consider that. But we know that it's doable, and I thought it might even actually save him some money, because now he's taking 10 feet of rafters and construction off, and certainly can make it look attractive, as these pictures identify.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Govan? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, cross-examination, does the staff have any cross-examination of
Do I
anybody?
need to submit these into evidence?
They go to the clerk, your pictures that were up there.
Okay, thank you.
Does staff have any questions for cross-examination? Does the applicant? No? Do you have any questions of the other parties?
Not as they are presented.
Okay. All right, is there anyone here from the public who wishes to comment on this application? There being none, then closing remarks. We'll begin with planning staff. None?
Actually, Chairman, if I may?
Yeah.
A couple of things. One is, I think, to kind of reiterate staff's position in almost every conceivable way, this is a condition or consistent use addition to this office. And I think, as the board is well aware, view is not a restrictive requirement for view protection on developments. And just as the gentleman who lives in a 2-story home next door, a 2-story home would theoretically be allowed here. The one thing I will say that I am in agreement with is that I would like the applicant to consider preservation of the large mature tree in the rear of the property. I think, like the general development pattern in this neighborhood, some of these mature trees lend itself to kind of the atmosphere and the context of the neighborhood. And I think with the availability of public parking in the street as being more than sufficient to serve this area, I would wonder if the applicant would be willing to, and I think as suggested by the neighbor, provide the accessible space in the rear, but preserve the hickory tree.
Yeah, not only I want to, all my neighbors want me to save it too.
I think that would be a well-balanced.
To Mr. Delk's point, the applicant was attempting to save that tree and provide less parking, but there was a balance there. If a handicap spot can't, because the building code's requiring a handicap spot where there is none now, there's an issue on the side of, architecturally, whether the handicap spot can be on the other side, but if the back can accommodate a handicap spot on the other side and not remove the tree, and the board is amenable to allowing one required parking space, the applicant's certainly happy to do that.
If the board is open to that, staff will certainly work with them to try to preserve that. That's all.
Okay. Mr. Govan gets a chance to speak next, and then we'll go back to the applicant. As a closing remarks, yes. Please come to the microphone, just so it gets picked up.
Wanted to address what Planning Director Delk had identified, that the visual element is not a requirement. The visual element in regard to this is identified under section 3-914, General Standards for Level 1 and Level 2 approvals. And Level 1 applicants, in order to be approved by the Community Development Coordinator, and Level 2 applicants, in order to be approved by the Community Development Board, shall meet each and every one of the following criteria. And criteria under number 6 is that the design of the proposed development minimizes adverse effects, including visual, acoustic, and olfactory. So I could cross-examine him, but I just wanted to identify that as part of the code, it is in fact an element that is required to be met as far as minimizing adverse effects. So take objection to that particular comment. Thank you.
Noted, thank you. Applicant, closing remarks?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board. While Mr. Govan highlights the general standards, as Mr. Delk, Mr. Nurnberg, your staff report, and the application all highlight, is the minimum standards are presumed to be consistent with the code. It's one of the requirements by law in Chapter 163 that both your land development regulations have to be consistent within one another, as well as with the comprehensive plan. And as your staff report and the plans show, the applicant is not requesting relief from height or relief from a front setback. In fact, the proposed front setback is 37 feet, where the requirement is a minimum of 25 feet. So in fact, the applicant has the right to come 12 feet further closer to Turner Street if he so desired, but yet in acknowledgement of the surrounding properties and in attempting, and that's what the criteria says, to minimize the impacts. He is minimizing the impacts because he's not going to be 25 feet from the roadway. He's going to be 37 feet from the roadway. The plans that Mr. Govan was referencing with respect to square footage are not the actual submitted plans. They were an original application that was submitted and under resubmittal, both for DRC, and the plans that you have today are not reflective of what he was referencing from a square footage standpoint. The staff report and the plans of the square footage are correct, as well as the height. And once again, I wanted to show the architectural plans with the front porch that Mr. Govan is speaking of is covered by 15 feet to the midpoint of the roof here. and then it raises back to the existing structure. So the relief requested by this board today is for the lot width, which is an existing condition, the parking, which is an existing condition, and the side setback, which is an existing condition. The proposed development and the modification of this site, the only reason that we're here before you today is because of the existing conditions. Under your code, as you're well aware, if this was to be a change of use of any site, the same conditions would be back before you, asking for relief in this level 2 standard. So while Mr. Connolly met with Mr. Govan this morning and he expressed his disappointment that his view may be impacted from a second-story window, that's not really something that's before this board for consideration specifically. This proposed development is within the confines without a request for relief, and is from a front setback and a height standpoint, which are his main concerns. And the existing conditions, we're just simply asking you to confirm, as presented in the photos that staff provided and in the application, the consistency with the neighbors. The neighbor to the west obviously provided that letter of no objection. The staff report provides a significant number of photos across the street as well. So with that, we'll rest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, that closes the public hearing. The applicant gets to go last, so let's close the public hearing, and we have discussion and vote by the board. Any discussion on the proposal or a motion? I do find the suggestion that if there's a method to add a condition relative to saving the hickory tree, that's something that we might want to consider as a board. But any preference amongst the board members?
I agree.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Then somebody would like
I'll
to
make the motion.
Mr. Chair, along those lines, I would just ask that if practical to provide and save the tree, because we were having a sidebar that we're not sure the width of the handicap
Right.
spot's going to provide for it, so.
I think the condition would be along the lines that if it could be reduced to one space, if the handicap space will fit and the tree can be saved.
Perfect.
If the tree can't be saved, then it's got to be the 2 spaces that
Thank
were already
you.
in there. I think would be the additional condition, something along those lines.
Sounds right.
Okay.
I move to approve case number FLD 2019-01001 based on the evidence and testimony presented in the application, the staff report, and at today's hearing, and hereby make the following findings of fact based on said evidence. I don't know if did I do the wrong?
You're
Sorry.
right.
Oh, okay. With the condition that the applicant could potentially work with staff to save the hickory tree and permit 1 parking space. If saving the tree is possible, we would allow 1 parking space.
And the only thing I might add to your motion is, it's my understanding that you're trying to get a legally compliant, accessible parking space, if it will fit.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's the accessible parking space that would be there. Okay. Does everybody understand that? Do I have a second on that motion?
Second that.
Motion made and seconded. Do we have any discussion on the motion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. That concludes that first item. Next item on our agenda are the director's items. Anything from the
Nothing
director?
today, sir.
Nothing today? Very good. Well, then the last item on the agenda is adjournment. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here.
Probably explain that a little better.
I think we're on the same page too. Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
So if that was added as a condition, approval that they're trying to provide. Parking space to save the tree. Yeah, I'm just saying, we, it's no longer.
Great to see everybody. Until next month. Or you won't be here.
I'll see you folks in May with some pictures.
Sounds good.